Hello, welcome to my channel. Today there's no introduction because Hazel is back. Hazel is here to show us two traditional recipes, of which she's fulfilling a aunt's birthday wish. So I will hand my viewers over to Hazel. Hazel, welcome back.
Thank you, Mercy.
And enjoy.
Thank you. Hi, thank you for having me back. So today we're going to make two dishes. The first being the Koikata, which is traditionally used for the Tamil prayers. So to start off, my ingredients are going to be 2 cups of rice flour, 100 grams of butter, this is pure butter, a half of a third cup of sugar. I've got a half a cup of desiccated coconut, a quarter cup of sesame seeds, and a teaspoon of elaichi powder. And I'm going to use condensed milk to mix the dough to make it into a soft consistency. And as we need it, we're going to use as much as we would need to make it soft. Okay, so the process from here is going to be is that we're going to toast the ingredients first. So I'm going to start with toasting the rice flour, the sesame seeds, and the desiccated coconut. Then we'll move over to the stove. So I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, the rice flour, to the pan, and I'm just going to toast this until it turns a little golden brown. That should take about 5 or 10 minutes, I would say. And the heat is on medium heat. Keep mixing it around so that it does not burn. So it's about 6 minutes that I've been toasting this, and you can see that the rice flour is just sort of turning color. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off the heat and place it back into the dish. Okay, now I'm ready for toasting the rest, so which would be the sesame seeds and the desiccated coconut. I'm going to put the stove back on. So once we hear the popping sound of the sesame seeds, then I'll add the desiccated coconut to this. You can see that the sesame seeds are starting to pop. So I'll add the desiccated coconut. I mean, this is just a quick toast. You don't want it to get too brown, but just like a golden brown. So I'm going to also add the elaichi powder to this, just to bring out the taste of the elaichi. The coconut is toasted. You can see it's gone golden brown. So I'm going to switch the stove off and add it to the rice flour. So now I'm just going to add the 1/6 of the cup of sugar, and we'll mix all of that up. And the reason why I've put in so little sugar, and you can add more sugar if you wish, because remember we also add in condensed milk, so condensed milk is also sweet. So to this, while the rice flour and the sesame seeds and desiccated is still hot, I'm going to add the butter, and I'm going to mix this up to form crumbs, breadcrumbs. So this is the consistency of the mixture after I've added the butter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it into a soft dough, and I'm going to use the amount of condensed milk that I would need. So it just depends on how it's going to mix. So I'll try that for now. It's still dry, so I'm just going to add a little more. So I've used about 3/4 of a tin of condensed milk just to do this now. So my dough is perfect now. So you want it to be able to form into little balls when you do the pattern of the Koikata. So you can see that the dough is nice and soft, and if you make it into a ball, it forms beautifully into the ball. So what I've done in the meantime is that I've put a pot and I've tied a piece of muslin cloth over the pot to make a steamer. So we're going to steam the rice, the koikatas on that, so the rice can cook properly. So what we're going to do next is that we're going to make them into little balls, right? And you'll see that there's the butter's nicely coating my hands. The dough is not sticking. And this is the shape of the koikata.
So you must squeeze it and get the imprint of your fingers.
Yes, so you're making a ball. The dough is not sticking anywhere. And then you press it in your palm. So the imprint is the fingers. Okay, again, one last time. The imprint is your fingers, and this is how it looks. Okay, so I'm done with forming the koikatas, and this is what they all look like. So my pot is ready, and it's you can see that the steam is coming up. So I'm going to place them around the pot, just giving them a little bit of space to basically steam in.
And so they don't stick to each other.
Yeah, and they don't stick together, yes. So this steaming process is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. You will notice that the koikatas will turn white. So it's basically the rice cooking, and it will turn white. I think that should be enough there. So what I'm going to do is, with the lid is like so. So instead of putting it down flat this way, I'm going to turn it upside down so we can have a closed, some height for the koikatas to steam in. And that will steam for about 10 to 15 minutes, but we'll check it as we go on. So it's been 20 minutes since we've put this koikatas into the steamer, and they are ready. So I'm using just a flat spoon to remove them from the steaming process, and you can see how well they've been steamed. Looks perfect. So here's my first batch of my koikatas, all done. I've put my second batch onto the stove to make. So let me just break this one up and show you what it looks like. All perfectly steamed, nicely broken up. It's not crumbly, and it's perfect. So the next one we're going to make is the Virinders. The Virinders is the goolgoola with some green dhal in the center, and Pranesh calls it the surprise goolgoola. So now we're going to make the Virinders. So for the Virinders, I've got 2 cups of boiled green dhal, which is also known as moong dhal. Then I've got a half a cup of desiccated coconut, a 1/4 cup of sesame seeds. I'm going to toast these. And I've got a half a cup of sugar. And I've got elaichi that will go into the mixture. Sorry, 1 teaspoon of elaichi. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which will be added to the cake flour, which is also 2 cups of cake flour. And this is to make the goolgoola that will cover the Virinders. I've got a cup of milk, and I'm going to use the milk in moderation to make my dough. So I'm going to start by just toasting my sesame seeds and my desiccated coconut, and we'll add it to the green dhal. And also what we're going to do with the green dhal is just smash it a little so that it forms into a paste. So this is the mashed green dhal. So you can see the consistency. It's quite soft. It's got a little bit of water in it, but that water is going to be used to bind all the ingredients. I've toasted the coconut and sesame seeds, so we'll mix that all up together. Then what I'm going to do here as well is just add the elaichi and my sugar, which was a half a cup. You're going to have this a little bit sweet because it's going to flavor the dough. So we'll mix this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We've added all the ingredients. So from here, you can see that it's nice and soft. So from here, what I'm going to do with these is that we're going to make them into balls, and we're going to let this stand for a little while. So the balls will be like so. And then we will let it stand for a little while. So say for about 10-15 minutes. And then we'll make the goolgoola dough or the batter, and we will cover these little balls with the dough of the goolgoola and fry them. Okay, so the Virinders balls are ready, and I'm going to leave that aside while I'm going to make the goolgoola batter. So here I've got 2 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which I'm going to add to the flour. Just give that a bit of a mix. The dough that I'm going to make is not going to be a very runny dough. So I've got a cup of milk, and I'm going to use as I need it. Okay, so I've just added the 1 cup of milk so far. I needed more milk, so I've just taken a little more, about 1/3 of a cup. And now I'm going to mix the dough. So like I said, it must not be too runny because you want the balls to be covered in this batter. So you don't want it too runny that it's going to be unable to cover it. So this is the consistency. You can see that it is not too runny, just a bit firm. There we go. That's perfect. And I'll just show you one with a small one. So what we're going to do is we're going to place that in the center, and we're going to cover the Virinder and pick it up so that it does not break. And then we will drop it into the oil. So now we're ready to start making the Virinders. So again, we place the Virinder ball in the batter. We coat it with the goolgoola dough and we cover it up. Gather the Virinder like so. They come up quite big, so just be prepared for that. And then it goes into the oil.
How much oil do you use?
So the pan is just about 3/4 full. So I would say about a liter. Okay, it's a bit tricky. Just be careful with them. Then we go into Okay, so the first batch of Virinders are ready. They're nice and golden brown. Okay, just drain them out for a little while, and then we'll get ready with the second batch. So this is the first batch of Virinders that we made. Out of the batter with the 2 cups of flour. The 2 cups of batter was not enough for the batch of Virinders that we had to do. So I'm going to make another batch of batter to complete the rest. But this is the product and this is how it should look. I'm just going to break one and show you what it looks like. It's all beautifully fried, still steamy. You can see that the dough on the inside is perfectly fried. And we fry them on low, moderate heat. So, you know, it doesn't not cook on the inside. It's perfect. Thank you.
From my side, I want to say a very big thank you, Ace, for coming along and making this 2 traditional dish. I know the viewers will love it and they will definitely try it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello guys, I was told I need to be the official taste tester again for the Virinders. I'm not a fan of Virinder because I call it a goolgoola with a surprise. So let's give it a try. It's got some childhood trauma in here. Okay, but this one is not too bad. I think, do they make one with a salty filling? Oh, maybe I'm just traumatized from biting into it and getting some filling in it. But this one is sweet and lovely. So, well done, Hazel. This is repaired some of the childhood trauma of going and picking up a goolgoola and then getting a surprise in the middle.